So greetings all. We're doing a Group 1 preview of Saturday's main race at Caulfield, which is the Sir Rupert Clarke Stakes over the 1400 metres. And I'm joined by Trevor Lawson. How are you, Trev?
Good, Mark.
The second of our 1400 metre Group 1s for the spring at Caulfield. Behemoth again, a favourite at the moment and reasonably firm favourite after winning a couple of weeks ago. We might start off with the map. How have you got it looking?
I think the speed's pretty good here. So we've got Be Good to Your Mother, I think, will cross and lead. Dollar for Dollar will push forward. I think Tagaloa's probably got to go forward from the wide barrier, and Streets of Avalon will definitely go forward. And then Age of Chivalry will come across as well. And there's some chance Age of Chivalry sort of can get a trail, because I'm assuming they won't all get across into sort of, the two wide lanes. So there'll be some horses sort of three wide. I'm thinking Tagaloa has a good chance of being sort of maybe three wide. Behemoth will follow the speed. I don't think he'll sit as close as he did last start, but the speed's pretty good here. So he'll sort of sit midfield-ish, forward to midfield, with sort of Pretty Brazen, Reykjavik, sort of similar. Rahern, I've got going back. Superstorm's drawn 15 and never shown any speed, so I think it'll be back sort of second last with Madame Rouge. So I think the speed will be pretty good. They sort of, they come out of the barriers and they basically run straight into the hill, at the top of the hill, and then go sort of have a bit of a sweeping turn. So if they're not in by sort of the 1,000-metre mark, it sort of takes them to about to the 800 to get in. So I think the pace will be generally, it should be generally run.
Yeah, I think the rail's out free this week.
3, yeah. I haven't had a look yet. I'll have a look tomorrow. I don't think there'll be anything. The only things this week, they're tipping a couple of showers, but I would think that'll just stop him from watering it too much. So I'm sort of working on the track being good through, Yeah. And the only other thing is they're predicting wind, I think 25 to 40k.
Right.
So I think generally about the only two things they do get right are the wind and the temperature. Certainly we learnt last Saturday they don't get the rainfall that right.
Well, it comes, but it just keeps, like it missed Flemington, and it a lot of it misses Caulfield quite regularly.
Yeah. Just a little, anyone that's ever looking at the map, it tends, when it comes along sort of the coastline, it tends to go underneath and goes across the sort of Frankston, Cranbourne, it doesn't really get up above sort of Moorabbin Airport a lot of times, where you sort of need, for the city to get it, it's sort of got to come up higher from sort of Ballarat and above Ballarat, come down on that angle. But yeah, it's just sort of, strange, but, they sort of predict 20 to 40 mil and they got 5.
Yeah.
And I think the track was actually in better nick than they gave it out. I think they were sort of forced to sort of downgrade it because they'd had some rain, but, I think it was actually better than what they actually put it out as. So.
Okay. No worries. All right. We might just, quickly run through them. At the top is Behemoth, $4.40 with TopSport at the moment.
So I've got him equal favourite, but so this is my sort of first draft, but it won't change too much. But at the moment, I've got him $9.50 equal favourite. Thought it was just an impossible race.
Pretty wide open.
He ran, resumed, on my figures, returned 62.5. The other day at Caulfield, he sat behind the leader and returned 63.5. I can't see him going any better than that. He's sort of got 60 kilos here, so I'll sort of just let him return that. He may get a little bonus for a position in run later on, but around I've sort of got him $9.50. I wouldn't think I'd have any shorter than sort of $7.50, $8 with some tinkering. But he's got a chance, but I think he's sort of under the odds.
Yeah, I should mention this. The TopSport market It's Thursday afternoon where they're at 130%, and that includes emergencies. So
yeah,
they'll be
most
similar
emergencies
percentages.
sort of, yeah. So that, like in the emergencies, there's a $26 shot, a $19 shot, 200 shot and a 40 shot. So they won't change too much, I think.
No worries. Number 2 is Streets of Avalon, which is $26 at the moment.
Yes, at the moment I've got it $27. It ran. It's on the quick backup from. Sorry, no, it's not. So it ran 2 weeks ago at Moonee Valley when it was on the quick backup. Sorry, it's raced well here before. Did win the Futurity in the autumn here. Was on a biased track. Not sure that can sort of run to that. It's drawn 14. It's going to have to do some work. So I've sort of penalised it slightly off its best and also taken something off from the barrier. And at the moment, I've got it sort of around $27. I think it might be one of those horses, might possibly trade at sort of 40s or something like that on Betfair. Could have something on it. But, I thought the work was cut out for it.
No worries. Be Good to Your Mother, number 3, $19 with TopSport.
Had 2 runs back. It was good the other day. They went pretty quick. It's in the race that Behemoth won, but he had to do all the work up on the speed, and then he sort of knocked up late. And it was sort of only the last 100 that he sort of lost most of the ground. He was sort of there till thing, and sort of Behemoth had the easy suck along on him. He's third up here. He won the race last year, but last year he had 52. Which was the minimum. This year he's got sort of 58. So he's sort of up with the limit. He's gone up sort of 4 kilos. I think so. I've sort of rated him basically to his best, sort of pretty much his best. And I've got him sort of $17. So again, I've sort of, which I have a lot of horses here. I've got a lot of the roughies around what price they are, sort of thing.
Yeah. No worries. 4 is Cascadian for Godolphin, $12. TopSport.
Yeah, I've got him slightly longer than that. Both his runs have been pretty good. This will be his 3rd run at 1400, and the 2 wins he's had have been at 1600 and 1500. And he just misses the start. First up he went back from the barrier, and last start he missed the start. And you can see in the comments here, like, slow essay, slow away, slow away, slow away, slow away, slow away. So he just misses the start all the time. So he's going to get back. I could have something on him, but I'd want sort of $20 or so to be on him.
No worries. 5 is Superstorm from Western Australia, $10 at the moment.
First up, he was okay. He wasn't suited over 1100. He ran second in the All-Star Mile in
that's right,
in March here.
Yep.
Flashed home from last. He's sort of and he'd run second in the Guineas before that, sort of a mile. So to me, just looks a miler. I'm thinking next start maybe the Toorak for him. Over 1600.
Yep.
He doesn't have any speed. He's always sort of goes back. He's drawn 15. So I was prepared to risk him. I've got him big odds. I've got him $26, $27. I thought, I'd like to see him work home nicely, make good ground late, and then, sort of be looking for him maybe next start.
Yep. 6 is dollar for dollar, $26 with TopSport.
It was good last week. It's on the quick backup. Interestingly, this stable don't have a great record of backing up horses in Victoria.
McAvoy's?
McAvoy's, yeah. They've sort of done it 56 times in the last 6 years and only trained 3 winners. That's sort of on 8 days or less. This horse, he's 8 years old. He's third up off 445 days on the quick backup, coming off not a bad figure. Like, he's been a terrific horse. He ran second in this race 2 years ago. If he got back to those figures, he'd just win here. I've got better figures for him than I have for Behemoth, but
Yep.
I just thought, on the quick backup, mightn't suited. It's 8 years old. I've sort of marked it down off what he did last week, and but I've still got it a bet. I've still got it $21. So again, I can't really, it'd be a bit of an indictment on Australian racing or Victorian racing if an 8-year-old coming off that up 448 days can win a Group 1. But, I think he'll trade it sort of around the 40s, 50s on Betfair, and he'll probably suck me in for something.
Something small. Sevens Madame Rouge for Waller. $16 with TopSport at the moment.
He went back from the barrier. Williams all the way back first up. He came home and he ran the quickest last 200 of the day. He's got good figures, but again, he's going to get back. He's from barrier 16 and got no speed, so I've sort of rated her up to nearly her best, but then taken something for the barrier because it's just going to be well back, and I've got her $38, so I got it twice the odds that it is.
Okay. Number 8 is Mandela Effect, $41.
Yeah, you would sort of think, I couldn't win a Group 1, but to me, this is really, sort of like a Group 3 race anyway. It's not really true Group 1 horses. First up wasn't really suited at Moonee Valley. It's been consistent in the past before. It does get blinkers first time. It'll be on the fence. If Newitt can sort of get some clear running, it could be sort of getting home hard. I think it's a rough chance. I've got it $27, and it's like it'll be 40s, 50s, 60s on Betfair, so it wouldn't shock me. But it's just a tiny sort of play.
The 9 is Reykjavik, $21 at the moment.
Yeah, I thought this had some hope. He won the race. Last year he won the race on the finals day in July in Flemington.
Yep.
And then he won over 1400, won a Group 3 on Cup Week. And then he won in May. He won at Flemington on slow track, won easily. So I've sort of rated him what he did when he won the Group 3 last year. First up, he just had a bowl round. Second up, he was solid. He made good ground late, over 1400. I think this is just sort of perfect natural transition for him. He can just improve the thing. Yendall goes on. That's his jockey, Lindsay Smith. He's sort of 15 from 63 rides for him. So just thought this might be one that was sort of, might be good odds, and you've sort of got it $17. So I've got another one that's sort of slightly overs.
No worries. 10's the other Lindsay Smith one, Akanar Star, $31 at the moment.
He's got some reasonable figures. He ran second to Buffalo River, giving it weight, I think, at Sandown, second up, and then he ran second up in town, again behind a Iconoclasm. First up, though, he was just horrible. He just sat behind the leader and just lost ground. Now, that was his first start at Moonee Valley, but just didn't know what to make of it. Thought maybe want more racing. So I've sort of rated it down off its best and got it 50-1. And like it's, $31, 30, but it'll be 50s or 60s on Betfair anyway. So, I don't know that it can win. But again, like most of the horses here, it wouldn't shock me, if whatever won.
No worries. The 11 is Age of Chivalry, which is into $8 with TopSport at the moment.
Yeah, it looks a target race. So this last year he ran He ran second to Be Good to Your Mother, and then he ran third in the Toorak. In the autumn, he only had 2 starts in February, and then this time in he sort of went good first up. And then he was a bit plain the other day at Mini Valley, but they went slow and it wasn't sort of suited. So I've just rated him to, I think this might be a target race, sort of 1400. So I've rated him to his best, 61 on my figures. At the moment, I haven't taken anything off for the map. I might slightly, but so I don't think he can do any better than that. And I've got him $9.50, equal favourite.
No worries. The 12 is Dead Agent, former Singapore horse, which is first up actually, $67 at the moment.
Yeah, he's like an 8-year-old now. He hasn't won in Australia. He did run well first up at Flemington in a listed race, but he doesn't have any speed. He basically settles at the tail of the field all the time. He's drawn barrier 3, so I think he's going to be nearly last on the fence.
Yep.
So I didn't like him at all. Got him sort of 120 to 1.
Yep. 13's Pretty Brazen, $16.
So this is another horse, McAvoy horse on the quick backup. So last week she sort of won at, I think it was $24 or something on Betfair. I thought it was a peak figure, best figure on my stuff that it had ever done. And it's on a 7-day backup from a stable that haven't had a great record in the past. So I just thought might be difficult for it to back up and hold that figure. So I basically rated it back down to what it normally does, which is sort of just half a length back. And I've got her $21. So slightly longer than the market.
Yep. 14's Roe Heron, $19 with TopSport.
Yeah, didn't really know this horse is, sort of Sydney horse. So, but I've got ratings for it, and I've had some from Cam. So at his best, he's sort of a 60 horse. I put him in at that figure. I thought maybe he might have been a bit of a wet tracker, but I sort of put him in at the figure, and he'll get a long way back. I think so. I took something off the barrier, and I've got him sort of $17, and again he's sort of around $19. So it's one I sort of roughly could be on as well.
Yeah. 15's Tag Lower, which is into $8.50 with TopSport.
Yeah, I was sort of surprised with this. It's only 3-year-old in the field, but I was reading an article earlier, and previous 3-year-old, the one this has been Our Maze K, Exceed and Excel, they'd pick this horse up and carry it. He won the Diamond. He went terrific. First up, he was okay. Crosshaven didn't have any luck in the race, and it came out and walked in last week. But a couple of others out of the race, Immortal Love and Extra Time haven't run that well out of the race. I basically stepped him, so you can see here. So Crosshaven's won out of the race. Ranting's run third, and Nothing Else has run the first 5 at the next start. So I've rated him to the Diamond win, which was up, natural progression off the other day. To me, he's poorly weighted because they compress the weights, basically. He's only getting 6 kilos off the top weight. So I got him $21. I didn't like it at all.
No worries. And at the bottom is Banquo for Danny O'Brien and Jai McNeil, $9.50 at the moment.
This horse, I didn't mind this horse. It was okay last start. It came through the same race as Dollar for Dollar. It ran well. It's narrowly beaten. It's on the quick backup, which I think would be the target. In last year in November, it was on the quick backup into the Sandown Guineas and only narrowly got beat there. It was a good run. So looks a sort of target race, this. So I was happy to let it return that figure. I'd done it once before behind Bivouac down the straight. I think it gets good run on the map, lightweight. So I sort of was, I didn't mind this horse. Stable has winning ways, and I marked it $9.50 equal favourite.
Mm. So overall, looking at that, I'd say fairly poor quality and very even.
Yeah, it's not poor quality. Yeah, it's just the quality of the times. These are the horses, so this is the thing. But if you went back on sort of history, there'd be a lot of previous winners of this race that would eat these horses.
Yeah.
It's a difficult race. I think on paper, I think it's an even race. If we do bet in the race, one thing we'll be doing, we won't be spending a lot of money. So, and a chance of a good return. So,
that's it.
Playing the overs and hoping, and basically not going to be, not going to be on one of the, two of the, not going to be on the favourite, not going to be on the second favourite and Tagaloa. So, might be a bit of value in the rest. But it'll be one of those races where you sort of wait and just sort of see play later. I could slightly tinker with the market a little bit with once we sort of get a feel Saturday morning for what the wind's going to be like and that. But, we'll just sort of take from there and see how we go.
Yeah, so for those who aren't followers of yours, with races like these, we tend to just sit back and let the market do its thing, and then come the last few minutes of betting, we can take whatever overlays we've got and have a few horses running for us at a good price.
Yeah, well, these sort of races, it's not about what you like. It's about what prices things should be.
Yep.
So over the year, you're looking at backing horses that are, that should be priced longer, that have been undervalued by the market.
Yep.
And you don't want to be, you might like something and you might think win, but if the market overvalues it, by making it shorter, then it just cuts into your profit, and end of the year it's hard to win. So, ideally, a race like this, my eyes light up to start with, because it's sort of like, well, I've got the favourite. I can't do any more with him on my figures. Now, I might be right, I might be wrong, but I've got him $9.50. So it's like, well, there's a starting point. I can't back it now. What else can I back in the race?
Sure.
It'd sort of be a race where, and it wouldn't surprise me if whatever won. It's like, if such and such won, it's like, oh, okay, well, I could make a case for it, sort of roughly, I can see why it did that or whatever. So, I think there might be a couple of opportunities to spec some roughies and stuff like that, and close your eyes and hope.
Good stuff. Sounds good. Well, you've been seeing them pretty well lately, so hopefully that's the case again on Saturday. So we'll catch up then, and we'll do another preview next week.
Great. Thanks, Mark.
Cheers.